This is Igbo Area
Ebonyi traditional rulers endorse Buhari. Look at the pictures. It's not just only Ebonyi traditional rulers that has endorsed Buhari. Some Igbo leaders too has endorsed Buhari. We'd like to hear what you think about that. Being that the IPOB stance is no vote. But IPOB is just a section of the Igbo, though they have the majority. So we want to know what you think. What will the endorsement of Buhari do to the Igbo man? Will it improve their lives? What do you really think? We'd like to hear your contributions here. Now, a lot of people want to hear what is IPOB's final stance on 2019 election. Now, listen carefully. Biafra referendum will hold same day as presidential election. That is IPOB stand. The indigenous people of Biafra has announced that it will be holding a referendum on the same day as the presidential election on February 16, 2019. According to a statement released by the group on its Facebook page, it was revealed that the IPOB leader, Nnamdi Kanu, will be discussing details of the referendum with top family members of the group. Part of the statement reads, "We, the global family of the indigenous people of Biafra, ably led by Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, wish to announce officially to the people of Biafra, both home and in diaspora, friends of Biafra and lovers of freedom, that our supreme leader, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, is currently in London to join his family and see a newborn child he hadn't seen because of his illegal incarceration and detention since 2015. He will also discuss with IPOB top family members in London to finalize the way forward for the Biafra referendum that will hold on February 16, 2019, along with the Nigerian presidential poll. IPOB leader Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's relocation to United Kingdom from his base in Israel was actually to perfect arrangements on Biafra referendum, scheduled to hold 16 February 2019, to ascertain number of those who want Nigeria politics and those who want Biafra freedom through a peaceful and democratic process for the sovereignty of our dear nation, Biafra. Our leader, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, is currently meeting with IPOB High Command in Europe to perfect plans for a referendum which will go side by side with the February 16 presidential poll. Update on the group's Facebook page revealed that they have decided on a basic means of conducting the referendum. According to the Facebook page, the options are: 1. Sit at home if you support the freedom of Biafra. Option 2, go out to vote if you support Nigeria and prefer slavery under the regime of Jibril, an impostor from Sudan. So this has been IPOB resolution, what they plan to do on that day of election. I believe before the set day, they will come up with how everything will happen. Perhaps you need to vote. Okay, now please, we would like to hear contributions. Want to know what do you think about this referendum, IPOB planned referendum? Do you think the enumeration will go? Since they said if you're not in support of the election, Nigerian election boycott, how do they intend to count those who are participating in the referendum? Because referendum is almost like election. It involves vote counting as well. So if these people abstain from voting in the Nigerian election, then how will you count them? Will you just make up figures? What do you think? We'd like to hear contributions on this. Now, we want to talk about, still on the election thing, electionary thing. You know, IPOB said they are not voting. And they have reason. They said that the vote has never counted. That they keep voting and there has never been any change from time. Listen to this news. Niger Republic governors arrived Nigeria to campaign for APC Buhari. Niger Republic governors. 2 governors from neighboring Niger Republic have arrived Kano to campaign for the All Progressive Congress APC and President Muhammadu Buhari. Issa Musa of Zinda region and Zachary Omar of Maradi arrived Kano to campaign for Mr. Buhari's re-election. They dressed in a Baban Riga, a traditional attire designed with APC campaign ornaments. Salihu Tanko Yakasai, a spokesman for Governor Umar Ganduje of Kano, shared pictures with the two governors as they prepared to receive Mr. Buhari in Kano earlier on Thursday. Mr. Buhari had since arrived Kano to campaign for himself and other APC candidates in the general elections, which is coming February 2019. No sooner had Mr. Tanko Yakasa shared the pictures on Twitter than a flurry of critical comments began to trickle in, with many reactions pointing to people's befuddlement. The development comes barely days after both the presidency and the APC issued separate statements attacking Western diplomatic missions for expressing outrage over Mr. Buhari's suspension of Mr. Onohen, an action widely deemed unconstitutional. Mr. Buhari himself did not say he followed the guidelines enumerated in the Constitution for the removal of a Chief Justice, but said he acted on an order of the Code of Conduct Tribunal, an auxiliary judicial panel under the presidency. This is clearly shocking and absurd. Chris Ngwodo, a foreign affairs expert, said of the visit of the two Niger governors to Nigeria to campaign for Mr. Buhari. It is simply difficult to process and come to terms with this. Both Zinda and Maradi have proximity to northern parts of Nigeria from the south of Niger Republic. Festus Kayemo, a spokesman for Mr. Buhari campaign, and Lanre Issa Oneru, a spokesman for the APC, were not immediately available for comments that Thursday afternoon. Mr. Tanko Yakasai said he was too busy to respond to enquiries. While the Niger governor's visit to Nigeria for a political rally may appear strange, the Nigerian electoral laws does not seem to have placed restriction on foreigners hitting the campaign trail with candidates. The electoral law is only more pronounced about limits of campaign contributions from foreign elements, according to Clement Nwankwo, a pro-democracy and electoral reform campaigner. A similar incident played out in the United States in 2016 when British conservative politician Nigel Farage joined then Republican Party candidate Donald Trump to campaign in the American elections. The affair drew widespread condemnation, with many suggesting that it was abnormal in international diplomatic setting. Still, Mr. Nwankwo suggested that Mr. Buhari and APC had, by implication, undermined their position against the January 26 statement issued by the United States, United Kingdom and European Union on Mr. Onohen's January 25 suspension. A presidential spokesman, Garba Shehu, had said the three Western diplomatic missions questioning of Mr. Onohen's suspension constituted an interference and threatened that Nigeria would raise its forces to assert its sovereignty. Mr. Nwankwo said the presidency's condemnation of the West was hypocritical, considering its past statement and actions on similar intervention by Westerners. Nigeria in early 2017 sent its troops to the Gambia to forcibly remove Yahya Jammeh if he did not concede defeat. Mr. Nwankwo said that alone should be enough to see the emptiness in their condemnation of other countries for issuing harmless statements about our constitutional order. Yeah, but you've seen what is happening. Two governors from Niger Republic. The other time, someone alerted that people trooped in from Niger Republic to register for voting, to participate in the voting. No one was talking. Now you see what is happening. We don't know what will happen during the election, whether people will troop in from Niger to vote Buhari en masse. Now, do you think IPOB's resolve not to get involved in the election because to them your vote doesn't count? Do you think they have a point there? What do you really think with what is happening right now? Please, we'd like to hear your contributions. Now, before we round up, here are questions for those asking Biafrans to vote. Just questions. I'm not standing supporting those voting or not, but these are just questions for those who are just go and vote because your vote counts. 1. Why is it that the international airport in the entire eastern region is not working? 2. Why is it that all the seaports in the eastern region, none is working? 3. Why should I score 280 in JAM to study a particular course in the university, but someone from a certain part of the country will just have to score 80 and be given admission to study the same course? Normally, they will tell me that they are educationally disadvantaged states, but those from educationally disadvantaged persons will be hired as director at the end of the day, while those who are educationally advantaged are subordinates. The 4th question: why will some protesters in certain part of the country be protected and others in a certain part of the country be killed, yet you claim we are one Nigeria? Number 5. Why must I travel out of the eastern region before I can prepare my travel documents? Why can't I process my travel document completely in the eastern region? Number 6. Why is it that in the military, someone from a certain part of the country will always be promoted ahead and become superior to head those with superior papers just because they are from a certain part of the country? Number 7. How many graduates from that part of the country have you seen riding keke napep? Number 8. Why does the government make economic laws that will always kill businesses' activities in the eastern region? Why? Number 9. Should people be forced to live together against their will? Well, if you can sincerely answer these questions, then you will know if actually we are one Nigeria. One Nigeria. This question has been posed for those who ask us to vote, that the vote counts. Yeah, let's assume the vote counts, but please answer those questions. Thank you. Wow, more doors are opening for our sister Genevieve Nnaji. Now, here is the latest. Ever since she released her Netflix blockbuster movie, Lionheart, Genevieve has somewhat become a reborn star as she has steadily risen her profile since then. In her latest efforts, the Nollywood was seen with Hollywood legend Danny Glover. See photos of the pair together below. Wow! Here is the talent of a young Biafran on display. Wisdom Ibawichi Eze. Here are photos of his creativity. He produced all this, he created all this, and he needs support. And I think this is the kind of guy most people would like to invest on. He's very creative. If you want to reach him and give him the support he needed, his number is on the screen. His name again is Wisdom Iba, which is, you can call him and, encourage him. Look at, these are all created by this young guy. Imagine if he gets the support he needed. Thanks for listening to Igbo Area TV. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel for more updates. You can also visit our Facebook page and like the page. You can join our Facebook group, Igbo Area TV. God bless you and bye for now.